Hey friends, welcome to the Pilates Pilgrim Virtual Studio. Today in the studio we are doing a 15-minute foam roller flow. These are some of my favorite reformer exercises using a foam roller instead. This workout would be great to do at home or while traveling when you're craving that post-Pilates class feeling and don't have a reformer nearby. Enjoy, and be sure to look in the comments for a list of the exercises. Let's start standing on our mat in front of our foam roller. Exhale to roll the spine down, reaching towards your toes, looking back in between your inner thighs. Carefully have a seat onto the foam roller so that we can lay onto it long ways with our tailbone at one side and then articulate down until your head hits the other. Once we're all the way down into our back, we'll find our neutral pelvis and ribs knitting together. We'll inhale, float the arms up to the ceiling, and then exhale as you open the arms out to the side into a nice chest expansion stretch. Inhale, we'll open the arms, and then exhale, you can use your ribs knitting together and your waistline cinching to get your core to engage. Inhale to open and exhale to close. We're again expanding that chest, our chest muscles that we use to round throughout the day. Then exhale, press your arms down by your side. We'll shoulder shrug. Inhale as those shoulder blades lift up the back, and then exhale as you glide the shoulder blades down to your back pockets. Working on mobilizing the shoulder blades here. You have that nice physical tactile feedback of the foam roller into your spine, so you can work on creating a neutral spine while moving those shoulder blades. And here we'll inhale, sweep the arms up to the ceiling, going into our shoulder squeezes. We'll protract the shoulder blades around the back, reaching the fingertips to the ceiling, and then exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades into the foam roller. Inhale to shrug, and then exhale to squeeze. Float the arms back down by your side. We'll press them all the way into our mat for our articulating bridge. On our bridge, we'll inhale to rock the pelvis into imprint. Once the pelvis is in imprint, we'll use the foam roller to guide our spines up, one bone at a time. Inhale to prepare. Exhale to find imprint. Lift and lengthen to the shoulder blades. Exhale, soften up the collarbone, rib cage, and coming all the way back down to that neutral spine. Articulating bone by bone and working on the flexibility while opening up the hip flexors and strengthening the glutes. Reversing the sitting that we do throughout our days. This is a great stretch to do at any time. We'll exhale, float our right leg up to tabletop, and then exhale, the left leg will follow. Here for our single leg toe taps, we'll inhale, let the right toe dip down towards the floor, and then exhale to use the core to lift. Inhale to lift, and exhale to lift. As you start to alternate, notice that the balance challenge is increasing because we're on the unstable surface of the foam roller. We really have to use our deep core stabilizing muscles in order to keep us on the mat. You can see me wiggling a little bit here side to side. To minimize that, I exhale, use my core. So the ribs knit together and the bra line heavy to your mat as your waistline cinches and the pelvic floor helps lift the leg versus the quad and hip flexor. Here's a double leg toe tap. Now moving both legs at the same time. Balance challenge increases even more. Ensuring that you're only hinging at the hip and the knee joint stays the same. As you inhale, let the toes tap down. Maybe you get your toes to touch all the way to your mat without your pelvis arching your spine out of neutral. But only move in the range of motion that you can control. So we work on that core strength. We'll float the legs down, and then here we'll attempt to roll up off of our foam roller. These are challenging, and you can see me kind of lose my balance on the way up, but that's okay. We'll keep working and getting better at those. From here, I'll place the foam roller at the back of my mat. Coming into a plank series, my hands come directly underneath my shoulders, right at the ankle joints on the foam roller, and then we'll exhale, bend the knees, and pull them in towards our elbows and chest as we go into our knee pulls. Inhale, the foam roller lengthens out, and then exhale, bringing it in. Just like on our reformer, you can adjust the foam roller on your leg depending on your range of motion. So you can see here I go a little higher up my shin to try to get my knees a little closer in towards my chest. As I exhale, pull, I push down into the mat with my upper body, knit my ribs together, and then use those deep core muscles to pull the foam roller in. Let's drop the knees to the mat and sink your hips back towards your heels and let the arms reach out long in front of you to get a nice child's pose stretch. From there, we'll inhale, come back forward. Let's place the foam roller to the left side of our bodies here. Coming into our Z sit position for mermaid, we'll place the left hand onto the foam roller, sinking that right sits bones down as we reach that top arm out, up, and over. Imagining our spines making a candy cane shape here. The low back stays nice, straight, and neutral, And then the upper thoracic spine from about the waistline up is what gives us that nice hook of that candy cane, reaching actively through the top arm while sinking the opposite hip down, getting that nice lateral stretch. Press up and over, hold it here. Now take that top arm and rotate it over to the foam roller. Imagine that you're on your reformer and that both hands are on your foot bar, pushing you away and then pulling yourself up and through the arms into extension. Inhale to press away. Exhale to slide the shoulder blades to the back pocket and lengthen the chest through the arms. Have a little bit of downward pressure into that foam roller to give yourself that feedback and that pull and lengthening in that thoracic spine. Inhale to reach. Exhale to pull. Neck stays in line with the spine. We'll reach and hold. Slide the bottom arm back to the center of the foam roller. Exhale, stack yourself back up. We'll take the foam roller and place it on the opposite side now. Switching the legs into the Z-sit position, that works for this side. We'll draw the sits bone down on that left side as we reach the left arm out, up, and over. Finding that right position for that foam roller to be to where you can get that maximum stretch without coming out of that neutral spine. On our mermaid stretch, we like to imagine that our spines are in between two panes of glass, and so that allows us to move just left to right for now. We'll add the rotation in like we did on the other side, but for now we're just getting that lateral flexion. So exhale, rotate that top arm over, thinking about that rib cage spiraling around the spine, and we'll inhale, push the foam roller away. Exhale to wrap those triceps towards each other and slide the shoulder blades to your back pockets and lengthen the chest through the arms. Inhale to press out. Exhale to pull in. Imagining that left sits bone so heavy to your mat, so you're getting that rotation in the hip joint as well. Inhale to lengthen, and exhale to pull. We'll inhale, lengthen the foam roller out, slide the bottom arm back to the center of the foam roller, unrotate the spine to find that nice side bend, and come all the way back up. From here, we'll go ahead and place our upper back onto our foam roller, getting into our thoracic extension. Finding your neutral spine, we'll inhale, arch the spine over the foam roller, and then exhale to use the core strength, knitting the ribs together, cinching the waistline, pulling the pelvic floor up and in. On the crunch up, inhale, we'll let the spine arch and articulate over, again finding that nice stretch in the upper back. You should feel it in your chest and maybe even your arms and shoulders as well. Inhale to stretch and exhale to pull. Here we'll float the left leg to tabletop, going into our single leg crunch. We'll inhale, extend the spine over the foam roller as we lengthen the left leg out long. Here we'll use the waistline and those obliques to help stabilize our backs on the foam roller so that each shoulder blade stays equally weighted into the roller. Inhale to lengthen and stretch everything away, and then exhale, use that breath to pull yourself back into that nice crunch position. From there, we'll exhale, take the right leg, reach it out long in front of you, and then exhale, repeat, same on this side. Inhale, thoracic extension. Exhale, flexion for the core, lengthening that right leg actively and intentionally away from the body as you breathe in. And then exhale, pull the knee to chest. Lift the chest to come towards the thigh using that rib cage. Inhale, open. Shoulder blades to back pockets, and exhale, pull. We'll place that left foot back down, extend the spine over the foam roller, and just enjoy the stretch. Here we'll bridge the hips up and then just use your heels and lower body to push and pull yourself up that mid-back, stretching out the muscles in between the shoulder blades as well as beneath them. Just a couple here to stretch out all that hard work. We'll place the hips back down, lengthen the legs out long, coming here for just a nice roll up out of transition, round forward, stretch towards your toes. Inhale, we'll stack and lengthen the spine back up. From here, we'll keep the foam roller in the same place. Go ahead and lengthen yourself out long onto your mat. We'll take the hands onto the foam roller so that you reach the foam roller out long and the arms are long. We'll keep our feet about hip distance apart as well as shoulders shoulder width apart. Exhale, we'll pull ourselves up into an extending swan position here. So notice that I try to keep my pelvis neutral, roll my shoulder blades to my back pockets. Ribs still have to knit and the waistline still engages to keep the core moving with you. Inhale, we'll push the foam roller away, and then exhale to slide it towards you as you pull your chest through your arms. Lengthen long through the crown of the head as the tailbone lengthens still towards your heels. Using that core each time you come up and finding that that pubic bone stays heavy into the mat. Tops of the feet are anchored. Exhale, lengthen forward. Inhale, articulate down, just like our bridges. From here, we'll slide the foam roller back underneath us and we'll go ahead and rock into a child's pose stretch. So hips to heels, arms out long. On top of that foam roller, here you get a little extra chest stretch with the foam roller being higher. Go ahead and rock yourself forward onto all fours, bringing that foam roller underneath the hands. We'll go into a cat-cow stretch here. So we'll exhale to flex the spine, and then inhale again to find that extension. So now the extension's coming in our whole back, as if the back of the head and the tailbone could meet at your mid-back as you extend. Inhale, lengthen, and then as you exhale, flex. Imagine the forehead and the tailbone meeting at that belly button as you round the spine, scooping those core muscles up and in. I could do a little better job here of keeping my hips forward over my knees, so make sure you keep that in mind. And then we'll again press back and down into a child's pose stretch. I'm doing about 6 repetitions of each of these exercises. Feel free to add more or less, but just listen to your body and know what your limits are. From here, we'll place the foam roller behind our sits bones as we lower our spines down onto our mat. Go ahead and bridge your hips up and then roll the foam roller right beneath the sacrum. We'll exhale the right leg to tabletop and then the left. Here we'll go into our hip stretch series. So we'll draw the right knee towards your right shoulder as you take the left leg and lengthen it out long in front of you, actively pressing the heel of the left leg down while pulling the right knee in. And then draw that right knee across your body using the left hand. You can hold onto the foam roller on the outside with the right. From here, I'm going to pull my right knee out towards my right shoulder, letting the inner thighs stretch, getting that open hip. Inhale, come back to center, and then go ahead and exhale, float the left leg to return into tabletop, and we'll switch legs. Making sure that foam roller stays in the right spot, we'll draw the left knee to your chest as you stretch the right leg out long. Again, actively pressing the heel down as you pull the knee towards your chest. We'll rotate that left knee across the body using the right hand on the outside of the knee. Inhale to come to center, and then exhale, we'll pull that left knee towards the left shoulder, letting the hip open without the right hip popping up off of the foam roller. Find center and hug both knees into your chest, letting that foam roller press into that sacrum. You can rock yourself left to right here. So again, kind of listening to your body and what it's craving. We'll take one foot down onto the mat and then the other, rolling the foam roller out from underneath us. We'll place it underneath our heels, coming into a roll-up set here with our legs elevated. It's going to help us get into that nice C curve as we roll up, stretch towards our toes, and then inhale, we'll resist, lengthen, and lower our spines back down. Exhale, chin to chest, ribs knit together, pelvic floor pulls up and in to create that C curve, and then inhale, bone by bone, articulate that spine back onto your mat. Pressing down into the foam roller gives us that tactile feel of the glutes and hamstrings, helping assist the spine up into that flexion. You can notice here that my heels are in a turnout position. I always like to do roll-ups in a Pilates V. It's just where I feel the strongest. Gives me that emphasis of the external rotation at my hips. Makes me keep my hip flexors and quads relaxed and use my glute and hamstrings. Just round forward and stretch and hold onto the backs of your feet here, just enjoying that hamstring stretch. We'll stack and lengthen the spine back up. And then from here, we'll come into our Eve's lunge position. So we'll bring the top of your right shin onto the foam roller, dropping down into a lunge. This one's a big balance challenge, so feel free to keep your left hand on your left knee. As you stand back up, you push into the left heel as you slide that foam roller in towards you. That'll be our exhale on the way up. And then we'll reach our right hand down to the instep of our left foot, finding a nice thoracic spine rotation. We'll take that left arm to the ceiling, inhale it back down, and we'll switch. Place the top of the left foot on, step the right foot between the hands. We'll press up into our lunge position, hands can rise to our knees, and here's where we get that nice hip flexor stretch like on our reformer. And then exhale, we'll pull ourselves up and in. I often get asked my favorite way to recreate the Eve's lunge stretch on the reformer because it feels so good. This is probably one of my favorite ways. It does take a little bit more balance. So you could also place a chair in front of you to hold on to while you're rolling through these lunges. Being sure to keep that bent knee over the ankle. We'll place the left hand down to the instep and then find that same rotation on this side. Right arm to the ceiling. Inhale it back down. Place that right foot back forward onto your foam roller, and we'll drop back down into our child's pose stretch. From here, we'll inhale, rock ourselves forward, step the right foot onto your mat and then the left, leaving the knees slightly bent, and then exhale, press your hips towards the ceiling, fold your chest towards your thighs. Using all of our Pilates principles, we'll make our best roll-up of our workout, creating our tallest spine. Inhale at the top, and then exhale to release. Thank you guys so much for flowing along with me today in this little quick foam roller workout. I really enjoy making these quick little workouts for you guys. You can see me here planning the workout before I actually filmed it. If you guys have any recommendations of other kind of workouts you would like to see, I would love to hear your feedback. Please go ahead and leave a comment. If you guys aren't already following or subscribing to my YouTube channel, you can expect about a workout a week. And also make sure to follow me on Instagram at The Pilates Pilgrim. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Enjoy.